Hey everybody, Dave here. Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm a little under the weather, but that's not going to stop me from making a video. Christmas is right around the corner, and I am a huge collector of Hallmark Christmas tree ornaments. And it's been a tradition ever since I was a little kid. My mom would always buy us one or two, and I actually have those on my Christmas tree now. And I love collecting them just because of the art and the funness of them. I've got a lot of Pixar and Disney and Star Wars and Warner Brothers, all kinds of really cool ornaments. But they're getting so expensive. And the other day I was at Five Below and I found this little package of Pixar ornaments. Sorry, the reflection's pretty bad on these, but it is Carl and Doug. And I thought, I wonder if we can make our own Hallmark quality ornaments for really cheap. So let's try it. Alright, so before we get started, I was going to show you just some of my Christmas ornaments from Hallmark. And I was actually just sitting and watching football, and I was looking at these and I thought, wait a minute, those are just little tiny eyelets, and I might be able to simply make my own. The one thing that I did pay attention to was where the center point was. If it's not balanced perfectly, that ornament's gonna sit all cockeyed. So yeah, this is just some of my Christmas ornaments that I have. I've been collecting these, like I said earlier, ever since I was a kid. My mom would always buy us an ornament, and I typically buy most of these on clearance. I love them. All right, so a couple years back, I did make this pickle out of Super Sculpey. And if you're like, I can't sculpt my own ornament, then this video is for you, because this is super simple and straightforward. But I do love this guy, and I'll leave a link for him below. So I went to Five Below and I found this Carl and Doug. And I like the size of them because the proportions feel like they're pretty nice for a Christmas ornament. So let's just cut this box open. It feels like when you're under the weather, everything is difficult. So Doug just popped right out. He came out really easy, but for whatever reason, Carl, he was just stuffed in there. I could not get him out. So I was like, you know what? I got this razor blade right here. Let's just cut that. And of course I launched Carl. Sorry, Carl. All right, there he is. He's pretty cool. I like him. I like the sculpts on these. And so at $2.50 a piece, I mean, how can you go wrong? So here's the little eyelets I got at Daiso. I think they were about $2, so maybe 20 cents a piece, 15 cents a piece, something like that. I know I probably could have got them cheaper, but I liked the size of them. They're a really nice small size. So in order to balance these out and find the center point, I just took some thread, and at this point I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I just thought, you know what, I'll tie a little knot in the string and then use some masking tape. And it seemed to work pretty nice. I could hang it and be like, oh, that's hanging kind of cockeyed. So I would just pull it off, readjust, pull it off, readjust until I found that center point. So that's kind of what I'm doing right here, just trying to find that center point. I think it needs to go back further. And it almost tucked right into the corner of those balloons. So I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, you can see it's still hanging crooked. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to screw that eyelet in. I don't know if it's going to be difficult or not. Yeah, I think right about here is where I ended up. Yeah, that's hanging pretty nice. So I just took a micron pen, did a quick little mark, just so I knew where to poke my hole and kind of drill that in. Just balancing out Doug. He was pretty straightforward. Right there in the center of his head, worked out great. Gonna mark him as well. And then I just took this little point tool. I don't even know exactly what it is. I've had this, it's actually with my wife's when she was in college. Poked a little hole, and I literally just hand screwed it right in. It was way easier than I thought. If I was going to use this as maybe like a key ring or something, I might do a dab of super glue, but just because it's hanging on the Christmas tree, I don't think it's going to be an issue at all. I'm going to get a little Christmas hook here. I don't know what those things are called. And man, that is awesome. I love that. That's so easy. Come on. Carl, I did the same, just poked a little hole. I'm going to take the little eyelet. I did drop this a couple times just because I'm trying to get my fat fingers into that little crease there, but I finally got it started. And again, just by hand, just cranked it in there, no problem. A couple more twists and that should be good. All right, there's Carl. He might be leaning back just a little tiny bit, but I think he's okay. So the cool thing is I've got a whole bunch of little toys that are just laying around that I found at yard sales that were maybe 10 cents a piece. This is a Wendy's DC toy, a little Nintendo ring that a buddy got me for at the Nintendo Museum. And the reason I'm showing you these is you could turn any of these into a Christmas ornament if you just took a little bit of time. The metal Hot Wheel, you might have to drill a little hole, but I'm also thinking about the scale. Like these kind of things I think are just way too big. I don't think that would really work. Maybe a little too big, but I do have some Hallmark ornaments that are about this size, and I think that could work pretty cool. I've got these little action figures. So again, looking around and seeing what you got, you can make some cool stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That was way easier than I thought it was gonna be. It literally was just finding the center point and putting a little eyelet in, and voila, you've got yourself a really cool designer Christmas ornament. Kind of higher end level, and for what, if you had the two pieces that were $5, so maybe a little over $2.50 an ornament. That's crazy. And if you've got old small toys laying around, you could probably make these things for dirt cheap and have a really cool tree full of really cool toy ornaments. So yeah, I know this was nothing groundbreaking, but it was something that I was excited to try and experiment, and I think it worked out pretty great. So let's do some little shots of this thing hanging on the Christmas tree. And as always, I hope your Christmas season is going to be amazing and wonderful, and the new year is going to do great things for you. So as always, great day to be a toy nerd. Have a great one.